the medical is not going to be anything like America. It's not going to be. But at the same time, I don't want people to think that you can't get anything done over here with medical, because that's not the situation either. So I just want to start this video off by saying that I'm going through so many different emotions right now. I'm definitely not showing up as my best self here on this video. I am kind of sad because I did just have to leave my husband there in America, you know, when me and the kids came back, and that just comes with a whole lot. There's a lot I have to always like readapt, you know, to us being separated. I'm so happy to be back here in Gambia. I really am. I love being here. It's just the sacrifices that my family has to make in order for us to sustain this lifestyle. It's not easy. You know, it's not easy. I actually just got back yesterday. I just got back yesterday. It's my first day back here in Gambia. And I just like, it's hard like, but I just love it so much. My family loves being here so much. This is not my favorite topic to talk about. It's my least favorite topic to talk about, the healthcare here in Gambia. But I know that I have to give you guys, I have to help you understand why I keep making this trip to the US, you know, for healthcare needs, because it's very difficult to trust that you can even make this type of transition or move for your family. You know, when I'm making videos saying, okay, we're going back to the US because we have a medical emergency or whatever, and then I don't come back and give any type of explanation or help you understand why I felt like, you know, that was necessary. So I'm hoping to do that with this video. So I did get a couple of questions about procedures that they're actually able to do here in Gambia. So let me just discuss that first. They definitely have a laboratory in the hospitals, or not, I can't say all of them, some of them. The hospitals that I go to have a laboratory where they can draw blood work and they can run tests, and they can let you know if you're deficient in something. They can let you know if you have a specific disease or virus. So they do have a laboratory. I wanted to make sure that I said that, I mentioned that. You know, as far as malaria testing and everything, they definitely are well equipped and prepared to treat malaria. And they have a very simple test for that, and they can let you know whether you have that or not. And it's treated very easily if you catch it in a timely manner. You know, so that, I know that's one of the really big concerns about being here in Gambia, getting malaria. Malaria is something that's very common. You have to be aware of the signs and the symptoms for that. And if you're suspicious of it, you go get it checked out right away instead of just like ignoring the symptoms. It's something that's diagnosed and treated very easily here in Gambia. I want to talk about the cultural, the way how the healthcare is different culturally here in Gambia than in the US. So for one, and I know this video is just gonna rub everybody the wrong way, especially, you know, if you're from this country, if you're Gambian. I love Gambia, nothing but respect, you know, and I don't even know how to position this video so that it doesn't offend anyone. I'm still gonna try to do it make this video in a tactful way, but there's just no way for me to put it other than to just say, you know, certain things how they are. So culturally, women are not preferred. Okay, so when they prefer to deal with a man, and if you don't have a man with you when you go into the hospitals or the clinics, you know, you're going to run into certain challenges. When you're in America and you don't agree with the treatment plan that the physician has laid out, they'll even give you more than one treatment option, and they'll share the risks of those options. They'll share the risks with you. Okay, it's not like that here in Gambia. The doctor decides the best treatment plan for you, and they're expecting you to accept that treatment plan. If you're opposed to the treatment plan, the physician will be very highly offended, and culturally it will insult his his knowledge as a doctor. Okay. So culturally, there are so many differences. Like I said, it's insulting when you say to a doctor, I don't want to take that risk. I don't agree with that treatment plan. Can we try something else? What are the other options? If the doctor says to you, this is the best option, they may even say, look, I'm the doctor. You're not the doctor. I know what's best. I'm the one who went to school, whatever. This is the best thing. They're not expecting you to challenge them, because that doesn't happen in this country. Things that are culturally acceptable from a man and from a woman. Okay, so as far as women don't like challenge men, or they're not expected to challenge men. Okay, I'm not saying that it's right or wrong, right now. I'm just sharing how things are here in Gambia. Okay, so women are not expected to challenge men. They're not, especially men that are in specific positions, you know, like a medical professional. If you don't agree with it, you're not expected to speak up about that. Women are supposed to be more passive, or they're expecting women to be more passive. It's a cultural thing. It's just not what we're used to. After the X-ray confirmed that he had a broken arm, those X-rays were sent to the surgeon from the hospital. He actually was not in the office at that time. So they sent the X-rays to the surgeon, and the surgeon was corresponding with one of the doctors there at the hospital. They said to me that some healing had taken place in his arm already, and it was healing in improper alignment. Okay, so there was some healing that had started taking place, and the way Ismail's arm had gotten broke was like his arm was broken close to the wrist. Okay, so he was unable to actually turn his wrist, and this was on his right hand. He's right-handed. I ended up asking the doctor, because they attempted to do some stuff that I didn't agree with. It's so hard for me to tell this story without actually telling the story, but they wanted to do some things that I didn't agree with. Okay, basically the doctor was offended that I was not in agreement with the treatment plan. Okay, they ignored my request to not proceed with the treatment plan that they were trying to do, and it led to me having to yell out for them to actually stop in the middle of what they were doing. And yeah, at that moment I made the decision that I was not going to get that procedure done here, because then there was a big mistrust. If you end up bumping heads with the physician there, especially if you need a specific procedure done, it's very well likely that he's the only one there that can do it. You know, so you might have to, if you decide I don't like him, I don't like his attitude, or I don't even want him to provide treatment for this procedure, then you may have to go to another facility altogether. It's not like in America where you have a building full of doctors and nurses, and it's not the same. Nothing is the same as far as healthcare. Nothing is the same in any area over here in Gambia as it is in America. It's not the same, but definitely in healthcare. I'm not saying that they can't treat you. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that they can't treat you, because I've been to 3 different medical facilities here in Gambia, and I was not interested in trying any new ones. Okay, so they have a lot more facilities here than what I have experienced, and based on my experience, I prefer to stick with the ones that I'm familiar with, because you never know what you're gonna get. Okay, so let me say, if you are planning on moving to Gambia and you have children, you have to check out the medical system, the healthcare system. You can go in there for any reason. Okay, go check in, whatever the simplest complaint, it doesn't matter what you're going for, you have to experience that and see if you're able to deal with it, because it's not something to be playing around with. If your child end up getting hurt, I've had children hospitalized here in Gambia. I've had to travel a couple of times to get procedures done for my children. My teenager just had to have a surgery done that we absolutely were not going to get done here. I really don't know how to position this video. I really don't, because it's like duh, the medical is not going to be anything like America. It's not going to be. But at the same time, I don't want people to think that you can't get anything done over here with medical, because that's not the situation either. I mean, there has been times that I have been extremely grateful for the healthcare system here. You know, when my daughter got malaria, I've had a child that had malaria here. They treated her very well. And she had a pretty bad case. And the nurses were excellent. The doctor was excellent. He was from Spain. And I was so grateful, you know, for the healthcare. So it's just like, it's not that they can't do anything. It's not that you can't get any of your healthcare needs met. It's just that when it comes to getting like invasive procedures done, when it comes to getting like life-threatening procedures done, surgeries, you know, getting bones repaired. Yes, they can repair bones here, but a lot of times they're not aligned perfectly the way how they are in America when you get a bone realigned. So even when you have an excellent doctor, because there are some good doctors here, the issue is not the doctor. The issue is not the doctor's knowledge. Let me say that. The doctor might make you mad because of the cultural things, but it's not that they don't have proper education. It's not that they're not knowledgeable. Like, they know their stuff. They know their stuff, but the cultural things can get in the way. Also, a lack of equipment or shortage of equipment. You know, so getting something like a bone realignment, okay, they may be doing that blindly without an X-ray machine. Like I said, it probably more than likely will not be perfect alignment or anything close to it. You know, so there's that. Also, like, different machinery is just not available. The initial hospital that I took him to didn't have an X-ray machine at all, so we had to leave there, and that was my favorite hospital. But we had to leave there and go to another hospital just to be able to get the confirmation that that the arm was in fact broken. We had to take the X-rays from that hospital and take it back to the other hospital. So just different inconveniences. There are different experiences that just make you feel like you don't want to trust it. The things that stood out to me that could be challenging, at least for those that are 65 and above, concerning healthcare, it has more to do with medications. So firstly, I wanted to mention you have to be very, very proactive about your health. You want to make sure whenever you go to a doctor's appointment and you sit down, if the doctor prescribes something for you, you want to make sure that you understand 100% how you're supposed to take your medication. The healthcare system is different. So whenever you go to the pharmacy and get your prescription filled, you're not going to be able to rely on the pharmacy to explain to you exactly how to take the medication. And even if the pharmacist does explain it to you, it's not written. It's not the instructions are not written on your prescription. So you're not able to just, you know, get your medication in a rush, get in the car and go home and look at how it's prescribed and how you would take it, you know, after getting there. You would have to take the time to make sure you understand that, because it's not printed out and on a sticker and slapped on your prescription bottle, you know, the way how it is in the US. It's very, very different. Even myself, I learned this through experience. I have gotten home to take medication and realized that I did not fully understand how I was supposed to take that medication. You're not able to just call the clinic and and get in contact with someone, because the phone systems are not the same. I keep saying this, but nothing is the same, especially with healthcare. The system is not set up the way how it is in the U.S. So you can call, you're not going to be able to more than likely resolve that over the phone. You will have to go back to the clinic, you know, and it can be a huge inconvenience, you know, especially if it's an elderly person that's moving that does not have family that can help. You know, keep up with meds. Meds would be a really, really big deal. Also, like when I was mentioning about being proactive about your health, when you sit down to talk to the physician about whatever medical issue that you're having, you want to make sure that you take it upon yourself to mention to them any medications that you're on, that you have been on in the States prior to moving. If it's medications that have nothing to do with what this doctor has prescribed for you, you want to make sure that you mention to them, I'm taking this medication, because they don't have that list that they go through, you know, to avoid, what do you call it? Like contraindications between medications or interactions between two medications. You have to point out to them, I have this disease, that disease, I'm on this medication. You have to ask them, I want to make sure I can take this along with that. And then it may trigger their thought process to, to explain all that to you. So it's not that the doctor is not knowledgeable. It's just that the healthcare is different. The systems are different, and they don't have the same protocol as the U.S.